I can feel something inside me say, I do because the union's strong enough. Oh, do you believe in life after work?
And welcome to part 2.
Bite the hand that feeds off you.
Bite the hand that feeds off you.
And welcome to part 2.
And welcome to part 2.
Bite the hand that feeds off you.
Bite the hand that feeds off you.
Thank you. I could spend some time telling you why we're here, telling you about the pay and equality dispute, telling you about the ongoing USS dispute, but I suspect you're all here because you actually know quite a lot about that. You know that casualisation is a moral stain in higher education. You know that our university leaders don't actually give a shit about gender pay gaps. They certainly don't give another shit about the BME pay gaps that we have, or about the pay gaps that our disabled colleagues suffer either. They especially don't seem to care about the way in which those discriminatory practices intersect with each other to disproportionately impact on BME staff. They don't really seem to care, unless they can use the buzzword of decolonising the curriculum, about actually changing and radicalising what we do in our institutions.
It is so important to really reinforce the fact that we are and you are standing up for the future of universities, for the future of higher education in this country. It's important to say that we're here because we really are witnessing the eroding of workplace benefits, that threat to staff pensions, the real-term cuts in pay, the increasing workloads, and basically an overall assault on the value of education. And we are here to say loudly and clearly, no, we will not stand for that. You will know what it's like right now. There is a perfect storm of issues affecting the university sector. There's been an almost 20% real terms drop in pay. There's been all of the issues around the cuts in pensions. There have been the concerns around casualisation, around the gender pay gap, around the massive pressure on workloads. And all of that is coming together to mean that it is unsustainable for so many people to stay working in the university sector. And so when the media and others say, isn't this somehow irresponsible for students to be treating them by not being there, teaching them right now? I think our answer is clear. It is precisely because we care about those students today and those future students, that you are prepared to take the action that you are taking today. I believe what you're doing is courageous as well as right. And I want to thank you for doing that for the future of education in our country. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce you all to Kevin Courtney, who is one of the General Secretaries of the NEU, which is the National Education Union, and has been an absolute comrade and stalwart and supporter, not just of UCU for many years, but particularly during the ballots and really working with our union and with me and coming and speaking at events to really remind people just how important education is, just how important solidarity is, and just how important cross-union solidarity and working together and sharing platforms. And we work in the same communities and we want the same thing, so it's so lovely and so just amazing that you're here today. And it's really difficult getting up here as well, so thank you.
Thank you, Joe. It's a great pleasure to be here with Jo. Since she's been elected, we've managed to do a number of things together. I think she's a breath of fresh air in the trades union movement. I think you're very lucky to have her. I'm here bringing you solidarity greetings from 450,000 members of the National Education Union. That's teachers in our schools. And I want to say to you I want to say to you on two levels. Solidarity as workers and solidarity as education professionals. They think we can't pass those thresholds, and I know from talking to Jo that your employers, your vice-chancellors thought you wouldn't pass the thresholds, and it is a complete shock to them that you have 60+ colleges taking industrial action. And I think if you stick together, then they will start to fall apart. And you see that when the Vice-Chancellor of Essex starts saying they have to put more money in. If you stick together with the threshold, with the turnouts you've got, they will fall apart and you can win. And that will matter not just to you, but it'll matter to every other worker and every other teacher in this country. And it'll matter to your students, because they're leaving universities, going into low-paid, casualised work, and a victory for you is a victory for them as well. So it's really good to see student-staff solidarity here as well.
We're here because we recognise that staff working conditions and student learning conditions can never be separated. They are one and the same thing. And management might try and make us see them as different things, but they are very much the same thing. We know that staff, when they defend their ability to deliver our education, they are at the same time defending our education.
I'm not going to keep you much longer in the rain, I promise, but I just wanted to bring the full support and solidarity of FPD firefighters and control staff to your picket today. We like to make an entrance, we don't turn up quietly. But more than just support and solidarity, I wanted to say thank you, because I think it's clear that when one group of workers stands up and fights back for fairness in the workplace, wherever that workplace is, they're doing it for workers everywhere. So we thank you for the fight that you're putting up today. And it of course goes further than that, as we heard from our comrade earlier. When UCU members are standing up and defending their ability to deliver education, what they are in fact doing is defending education. Fair and decent pay and conditions for staff means we get a fair and decent education system. And again, we thank you for that. And when we compare that to the horrific story I read this morning of international students being bullied, being threatened with their immigration status if they didn't cross picket lines, I think it becomes clear who really has the welfare of these students at heart, and that is absolutely you guys. It's fantastic to see and hear from them students today. Some of that is standing shoulder to shoulder with you.
Yeah!
Hello, the picket line. And this one, well, it's that song again. This is called Activism in the Academy, dedicated to everyone on the picket line and dedicated, most importantly, to our Vice-Chancellor, Mr. Adam Tuchel. Here we go. Dear Mr. Tickle, all the wealth doesn't trickle. It pours into the hands of a few, and at 300k a year, I'm thinking that one of them is you. Yeah! Professor, I preferred your earlier publications. Your critique of neoliberal exploitation, the silent violence of individual pension schemes, the extraction of surplus value stuff into the extreme. Here we go! Activism and academy, students and staff in solidarity. Activism and academy, Save our pensions, fight precarity, activism and the academy. Students and staff in solidarity, activism and the academy. Save our pensions, fight precarity, yeah! Professor, I see another rise in your earnings. I'm drowning in technologically enhanced learning. My workload model just burst at the seams. The extraction of surplus value pushed into the extreme. Activism and the academy. Students and staff in solidarity. Activism and the academy. Save our pensions, fight precarity. Activism and the academy. Students and staff in solidarity. Activism and the academy. Save our pensions, fight precarity. Yeah! Woo! Here we go. Professor, I see you've abruptly ceased discussing jungle law and neoliberal beasts and the destruction of collegiality. Professor Tickle, do you still believe in a public university? Activism and the academy. Students and staff in solidarity. Activism and the academy. Save our pensions, fight precarity. Activism and the academy. Students and staff in solidarity. Activism and the academy. Save our pensions, fight precarity. Whoa.